because I know that a lot of people are going to want to catch a recording of this call. Oh, we have some people. Hi, Marie, Kristen. Okay, so I have a few announcements for you, and then I'm going to give it to Jessica's team, Team Shine Strong. And the reason I asked them to talk about it is because y'all's team knows how to have fun with this business. You know how to keep the core purpose of what you're doing. You know how to keep your goals in order without getting off track and making it about the wrong things. You know how to just keep your direction, and you're very good, all of you, at remembering your why. I got to hang out with Jessica on, what day was that? Tuesday? Thursday. It was Thursday. We went baby girl clothes shopping, and we talked a lot about Beachbody. We try not to do that when we hang out, but it just kind of happens that way. And I love your team culture, and I love how excited you guys are. And, I was talking to Marisa the other day, and, she even said, like, as long as I'm inspiring people. And that is why every single one of you on Team Shine Strong is so stinking successful, because you remember why you're doing it. I see a lot of coaches start to inspire people, and then, we get caught up in other things. And while Success Club and income and rank are important factors in building a business, when your core value is truly inspiring people and helping people and wanting to invest in them first, those other things come alongside with. Then you don't have to force it. When your focus on the business is forcing yourself to hit this goal, or forcing yourself to rank advance, or manipulating the system so that you're here making this much money, the fun gets sucked out of it, because then it comes about the wrong thing. So when you start with why you're doing this and why you love it, and why, and I see Marisa's in a closet too. Me too, sister. We're closet twins here. Whatever we got to do, no excuses. When you start with why, you keep it fun. And that's why I wanted to have you guys talk. Couple things that I'm going to say just for the recording. For July, we talked earlier before I press record, I would just focus on getting people to feel good after the holiday. A lot of people aren't going to feel good, myself included, after the holiday. Like, I'm going to splurge, I'll be the first to say, and I'm going to wake up on Tuesday morning and feel gross. So, talk with people about that and be genuine, and let them know that you want to help them get started so that they're, ready to go in time for school to start. Awesome shout outs. We have some big rank advancements coming this week. I'm totally not going to say it yet. I'll keep my mouth shut, but I'm very excited. And your team, Jessica, Team Shine Strong, all of you, you're just growing so much. And it's truly awesome to sit back and watch you guys have fun with your business. So that's why I asked you guys to talk tonight. I'm excited to watch you get out of your comfort zones. Last bit of announcements. July 5th, I have a Coach Basics starting. Hey, Kate. Haley is kind of taking the lead with our Coach Basics this month. She asked me if she could. She wants to just get out of her comfort zone and kind of, co-lead that. And if any of you guys ever want to do that as a team, like, please feel free. I don't want anyone on our team to feel like, oh, I'm a coach, now I have to run all my own stuff by myself. Like, that's totally not it. We can run anything you want together as a team. I don't care if we all do it together. As long as you're, like, adding value and talking with your people, I don't care if we have 80 challengers in a group. Might be something fun to think about, actually, if we all got really involved. Challenge group, I have a team-wide one starting on July 5th. If anybody wants to co-run that, I'm sure your team has one running as well, so you're probably all covered. But if you just have one or two people, let somebody else know, because we're more than happy to have you help us co-run. And you're more than welcome to kind of take the lead and kind of get out of your comfort zone a little. With that being said, something that I've gotten a lot of feedback, I did a challenge group this month in June where I had people in Facebook and on the Challenge Tracker app, and I got their feedback to see what they preferred. And they told me they loved interacting on Facebook more, but they like tracking their progress on the app. So what I'm going to start doing in my challenge groups is opening up on Facebook and the app, but I will not post daily in the app. That will strictly be for them to log their nutrition and workouts, and for me to check that and monitor that so that I can reach out to them. And, it's an extra step, but it's providing extra accountability for our challengers. It's nothing that you have to do, but I just kind of wanted to throw that out there as an idea I thought was pretty good. Last thing, sneak peek live event will be on July, I think it's the 26th. It's the last Tuesday in July. I would be more than happy for any of you guys to make a video. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to step out of your comfort zone, shoot me a message and say, hey, I want to help with the sneak peek. And we can take that as a team front lead versus a one-person lead. I did them for a while just because I had done them before, but I'm more than willing to let you guys kind of step up and start kind of helping with that. So if any of those things interest you, if you're ready to start running your own like coach basics, or you want to tag team with another coach, like we are here to support you. We want to see you succeed. So with that, I'm going to toss it over to Jessica. And I just want you guys to know, every single person, I appreciate you. I know it's the night before the 4th of July. You have plenty of stuff to do. I know, like, I'm at my parents' house for a party. So I appreciate you hopping on. I know it's not a good time. So thank you for that. And I promise you, you will not regret listening to Team Shine Strong tonight. So Jessica, take it away.
Thanks, Jen. I am super excited for this team to talk tonight. You ladies are incredible, so thank you for stepping up and saying yes whenever I asked you to speak. So I want to open it up just by saying kind of how I personally practice some no-stress coaching. It's how I've kind of built the vibe for my team is kind of just no stress. Let's have fun with it. Let's inspire people, like Marisa said, like have fun with it, because if you're not having fun with it, turns into a job, and that's kind of boring. So still have fun with it. I broke it down into kind of 3 main things that I could really think of to condense it to kind of talk about on a team call. So number 1 is you have to create that mindset. So whenever I first started out, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stress. This is a hobby. I'm going to have fun with it. I'm going to inspire people. I'm going to grow from this opportunity. And with every opportunity that came, I was growing from it. And so I kind of took that away. So you have to create that mindset. Say, I'm not going to stress about things. I'm going to have fun with it, and compare yourself to other coaches in a healthy way. So don't compare yourself and kind of beat yourself up if you're not meeting the same goals as other coaches. Use that as like to ignite your fire, and maybe talk to those coaches and be mentored by those coaches to see what they're doing that you could be doing better. So compare yourself in a healthy way. Don't beat yourself up if you're not reaching the same goals as another coach. I wanted to touch on the point that it's taken me 10 months to get to where I am today. But I mean, and that's a pretty decent amount of time. Some people have reached those goals in like 3 months, Haley, which is awesome. And for some people, they rocket that. For me, it was very slow paced, but I built an incredible team. And so to kind of look back and see how long it's been that it's taken me to get here, I mean, my team is legit, so I can't complain that it's taken me this long to get here. So, yeah, I have a team of working coaches who've taken on this business really without any help from me. Just, you guys are incredible. So number 1, create that mindset. You're not going to stress. Even if you fail in certain areas, don't stress about it. Just pick yourself up and move on. And so that kind of leads into number 2. If you find yourself stressing out about it, and you find yourself like upset about not reaching a certain goal, sit down and think about why you're not reaching that goal. Is it something you're doing? Is it maybe your leadership, like your team's not meeting their goals? And then revisit your why. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this, for finances? Are you doing this to inspire? Are you doing it for both? I mean, you could have multiple reasons why you're doing it, but make sure you revisit that why every once in a while, if not every day, to make sure that you're not stressing out and getting upset over not reaching certain goals here. And so to do that, do your personal development. So it's all about the vital behaviors. Make sure you're reading personal development, because that'll help you kind of shift your perspective to take a different look at it. Talk with other coaches about ideas that you can take from them to kind of grow your business and maybe reignite your fire. Attempt different approaches. If something you notice, like in your challenge groups or with your teams, just isn't working, try a different approach, something else that you've seen has worked. But always stay true to who you are and stay true to your why. And then raise your hand if whenever you read personal development, how much they talk about failures and how much that drives them to success, right? Every personal development book you read. So I wanted to touch on, like, if you don't make a rank, or if you fall back in rank, don't let that discourage you. Like, that is not putting a stop to your business and saying that you're terrible as a coach. That's just drive to say, hey, you know what? I failed this month. Take 3 steps forward from that. 1 step back, 3 steps forward, and just take off with it. So don't be discouraged if you do drop a rank, or if you don't meet your goals. Just make that fire kind of to push forward. And a big thing with number 2, do not blame your team. Never blame your team that your coach is under you for not meeting your goals. Your success is 100% up to you. Okay, so do not blame your team. It's your responsibility to build your team. And then number 3, leading into that, you can build your team. So I just have 3, the create your mindset, And then if you're stressing out, create the mindset of no stress. And then the second thing, if you do feel stressed, take a step back and rethink your why and try and figure out what you need to change. And then number 3, realize that you can build your team's vibe, you can build the environment, and you can build like the team personality, but you cannot build individuals, like individual coaches, based on your rules. It has to be based on how they do best. So I think it's super important to know your coaches, know them personally, know their goals, know their why, and then you can kind of cater and transition your leadership style to better fit them to build them. So don't think that you can just use your rules and the way that you learn to build your team. Make sure that you're paying attention to the individual differences. So a couple of things on number 3, like be available, but don't be overbearing unless they want you to be. They may want you to push them. So push them if they want to be pushed. Cheer them on and recognize them. So I know we do a lot of recognition on Success Club and rank advancements and ladder rungs and stuff like that. And that's awesome because you want to be recognized for the hard work that you're doing, but also recognize them for, their health and fitness journey. If you notice changes in their body, message them. Be like, dang, you look awesome. Or if they sign on, 10 new coaches, congratulate them personally. So just make sure you're recognizing them. And then I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So those are my top 3. Create that mindset of no stress. If you are stressing, make sure you take a step back and figure out why. And then build your team according to their rules, not your own. That's how you create the no stress environment. So leading into the other coaches, which I'm excited for you guys to hear from, we're going to hop over to Haley, and then we're going to talk to Amber, and then Marisa, and then Jennifer. And we'll close with Jennifer, and then I'm assuming it'll hop back over to Jen at the end. So Haley, take it away.
All right. Hey, guys. So just to reiterate what Jessica said, I'm pretty much a really intense person, and Jessica has kept me grounded like from the very beginning. She's been a true blessing when it comes to this, and like everything that she said, I'm like, yeah, she's right. You know what I mean? And like even when I first started, I was like, just go, this, why, and she's like, Haley, just inspire people and just focus on helping people. So truly what she is saying, like she's an awesome coach when it comes to that, and I truly have been blessed to have her as my upline. But anyways, Jessica asked me, the intense person, to talk about my no excuse attitude. And so when she asked me that, I first felt like, dang, I'm like the dad of the group that's like the one that's like zero tolerance bullcrap kind of person that like, let's do this kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like I'm that person in the group, which is fine. I'll be that person. And when I think about like being the dad, I think about my own dad and the way that he brought me up. And he truly did teach me that if you're gonna start something and if you're gonna do something, like truly give it everything that you have. You know what I mean? Like don't half-ass it. Sorry, but don't do that. Like give it everything that you've got. And if you don't fail, or if you don't succeed and you fail, then at least know that you did everything that you could to make whatever you were trying to do successful. So because of that, I think with a lot of things in my life, I do have that like no excuses attitude. And everybody kind of talks about the millennial generation that we are. I have to mentally tell myself, no, you need to overcome this and you need to be better about this. And so I'm going to list a few things that I have personally struggled with and like kind of the way that I've talked myself out of it. So with that being said, when I say the term you, please don't think that I'm specifically speaking to one of you or I'm like being mean to you. This is like you, like understood you, like Haley kind of thing. You know what I mean? So just know that ahead of time. But the number one excuse, and this is the one that I feel like comes up all the time, is I'm too busy for this. I don't have enough time. This isn't going to work. Like I am just way too busy. Everything's going on around me and I've got this and this and this to do. Well, you know what? So is everyone else. Like if you guys put it on I don't even know what gallery view or whatever, and you look at all of these coaches and you think of all of the coaches that are on our team, every single person is busy, you guys. And we're all busy in different ways. And that's what's so awesome about this team is we all have some sort of component that makes us special. And it doesn't mean that one of us is more busy than the other person. It's just different. And so the overall fact, like if you start comparing yourself to someone else and you start saying, oh, well, I'm busier than this person because they have this going on in their lives and that makes it easier for them. Like, check your ego at the door. No, everybody is busy. Everybody has something going on and we're all doing it. So stop thinking that you're special in that aspect. You have got to just set that aside because everybody's busy and we know it. Okay, so get that out of your mind first thing. Something else that I tell myself a lot is, when I'm looking at the vital behaviors, I think the easiest one to leave out is personal development, because that's the one like in my mind that's like not going to directly help my business. And so I'll tell myself, well, I don't have time for personal development today, or I don't have time to do this and this and this, or, and honestly, this is really embarrassing. I know, like, I'm a doctor and everything, but I don't like to read. I don't like to read, you guys. It exhausts me. Like, I'm so sick of reading. And so I don't want to do it. But you know what? There's podcasts, there's audiobooks, there's all sorts of things that you can do to avoid things, like to avoid reading or to make it easier on yourself. That's Tyler. He's laughing because he knows I don't like to read. But, and so I've found that listening to it while I'm in the shower or while I'm going to work, but like, don't put that off to the side, because I've said this before in a talk, like you have to take care of yourself and you have to get yourself in the right mindset, in the right place to help other people. So you have to do your personal development. So stop telling yourself that you don't have time for that, because honestly, I think that's one of the more important vital behaviors. So stop telling yourself you don't have time for that either. Number 3, something that I tell myself a lot is like, this isn't working. Like, I'm not getting enough likes on this post. Sometimes, you guys, I put a lot of time and effort into these posts, and sometimes I think they're really funny and I don't get any likes, and it's like, what the heck? You know what I mean? And it's really discouraging. Or like, I message tons of people one night and nobody messages me back, and that's like super discouraging. And it's like, well, what am I doing wrong? And it makes me not want to do it the next night or continue. But you just almost have to just set that mindset aside and just keep going. Like I said, like kind of check your pride at the door and just keep doing what you're doing. Stay consistent with your activity tracker. And it's actually funny that when I like can overcome that mental just like block and like feeling sorry for myself, like all these people start messaging me back, or in the next post that I do, I get so many likes, and it's like, oh geez, that's really embarrassing that I was that dramatic about it. You know what I mean? So like, just don't give yourself that opportunity to feel sorry for yourself when things aren't going the way that you felt like they should have been. And once again, when I say like you, I'm talking to myself mostly. When I'm inviting people, I have found sometimes that I will avoid messaging some people, or actually, I mean, there's a lot of people that I'm like, oh, I don't want to message them because I don't think that they'll be interested in this, or I don't think that they like me very much, or I shouldn't message. All these things like go through my mind, like I can't do that, But I actually have a really funny personal story. So this is very personal, but my boyfriend in high school cheated on me with a girl in high school, and that girl actually ended up doing one of my challenge groups. So like, you can really just message anybody and just see. And that's another thing. Like, you can't think about it like, oh, they don't like me, or this isn't going to work because this and that. Like you said, you got to check it at the door, and you just got to do your work and keep going with things. I just thought that was really funny that she did that. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, but anyways, and we're friends now, kind of, you know what I mean? And so that's another thing. I know Marie had an issue the other day, but this stuff really does build relationships with people, and it can mend things that you thought maybe were, unmendable. And then just the 5th excuse that I find myself like kind of thinking sometimes that I have to overcome is just, I'm not good at this, or I'm not cut out to be a coach. Maybe I don't really know why I think that sometimes, but and I think, sometimes we all feel that way. And you have to realize that somebody saw potential in you and they messaged you and they encouraged you and they got you to this place. And so you 100% are capable of doing this. And you are absolutely able to take this as far as you want to go. You just have to put the time in and be consistent and try. And you have to mentally mentally check those excuses at the door, you guys, because if your mind you can't let your mind play tricks on you and say like that it's not working. You just have to do it. Holly actually did a really good post the other day talking about, challengers working out and whatnot and the excuses that they list. And we're dealing with, people all the time giving us excuses for why they don't want to do a challenge group. Well, if we're encouraging these people to do this challenge group and to overcome their excuses, like it's almost hypocritical if we're creating excuses for ourselves and not overcoming them in our business. So, I don't know. I am kind of a hard ass, I guess, when it comes to things. I'm like a peppy hard ass, but I don't know. Like excuses are like, what is it? Like assholes? Is that what they say? Like everybody has one? Is that what it is? Or that's opinions. Never mind. Oh, well, we're going to apply it there. But anyways, that's basically my approach to how I do coaching. I just have to mentally tell myself, no, you are capable of this. You're going to do good at this. And like Jessica was saying, like, remember your why. Remember why you're doing this. And this ultimately is to help as many people as possible. And when you put everything else to the side, that's what you're doing. And that's how you can accomplish it. So that's basically all I had to say. I did want to take a second, though. Tyler, come here. So Tyler, we joke about this because Tyler is a coach on our team, and he's always on. It's really hard. He's always on our leaderboard. This is Tyler, guys. He's like such a good coach. A good coach.
I sign up a lot of people.
Yeah, all the time.
I empower.
Tyler, you are killing it. Nice work, man.
Thank you.
He works really hard. He checks his excuses at the door. But all right, so that's my spew, guys. Thanks for listening. And I think, are we on to Amber?
Yeah.
All right.
Hello. Sorry. My dog decided he wants to be in the picture. Am I on? Yes. Okay. Sorry. Grizz only gets to use the iPad, and he thinks he's talking to his dad, my husband, who's deployed right now. So he thinks he wants to join in and talk. So every time I have the headphones on, he gets excited. So bear with me. He's like a little kid. I'm going to talk about time management. So first of all, a little bit about me. I am an optometrist as well, first year, and I work right now about 55 hours a week, which is a lot. I got into Beachbody by a coworker who was talking about it and decided to become a coach. And I'd always thought it was a really interesting, network that I didn't really know much about. So I was intrigued. I was like, oh, I'm going to give this a try. Haley's post just kind of started inspiring me, and each day made me feel better and better, and started to get interested in it. The coach I had, she wasn't really quite like that. And everything's kind of come into realm right when I needed it. So, and I'm really nervous. Anyway, basically, I don't know where I find time. I wake up each morning and first of all, my number one is make a list. So I go through each morning, make a list of things I have to do. First, like who I have to contact. I want to contact at least 3 to 5 people, some days more. And like Haley said, some days I'll be on like a roll and I'll message like 12 people and I'll hear back from no one. But then maybe a couple days later, they might be checking their post and be like, you know what? I saw her post a couple days or a couple things that are inspiring. I'm just going to see what she's got to say. So that's one of the things. Another thing is I really believe in posting on social media at least 3 or 4 times a day. That you just have to find that time. Another thing is make sure and do your personal development. Like Haley said, you just have to find it either in an audiobook or reading something. I don't like to read either. So it's kind of hard to find time for it. But
what my second point is, as far as in not having the list is number one, and I like to cross it off as I do it. And at the end of the day, if I don't have my list done, I have to stay up a little bit and do it. It's kind of like homework for me. My second thing is, instead of thinking, can I do this? I try and think of more so like, how can I do it? So instead of thinking, well, can I do a workout, or can I actually message these people? It's no, how can I do that? Okay. How can I get my workout in before work? Or how can I get my workout in once I get home after walking the dog? Because really right now it's just me. Husband's deployed. We don't really have family here, so it's all on me. So basically how I find time. So if I can find time, like 5 minutes between patients, or find time. The other day I was messaging a friend while I was in line at the grocery store on Facebook. You can take your phone anywhere, so you can find time anytime. Let's see. For personal development, I put the podcast. There's a Beachbody podcast that you can listen to. That's great. So I listen to the morning call-ins on Monday. I never can listen to them Monday because I'm in the clinic. So I'll listen to them through the day. Or let's see, some of the other elite coaches have their own podcasts too. So I'll listen to those. Trying to think what else. Another thing that I like to focus on is just keeping my own self accountable. So before this, I would be the queen of excuses. I'd come home, be really tired, didn't want to work out, didn't want to really eat healthy, but I'd always been the type of person to do that before optometry school and clinic. So basically, I found that it keeps me more accountable in my own health and fitness and makes me a better person. So when I'm taking better care of myself, everyone around me sees that. My family has seen that. Friends, coworkers start to ask like, hey, what's up? What's going on with you? So I really feel like you being accountable and you showing up what's going on in your life is a really big help. Trying to think what I was going to say. I like to treat it like Jessica was saying at first, not really like a job and I have to. It's more of like I get to. Okay. It's a hobby, but it's a fun hobby that I enjoy and it's making me better. So each day I try to look at it that way, like an opportunity rather than a task, if that makes sense. And the last thing that I like to do is focus on the vital behaviors. So basically, from the beginning, some things in this business were really confusing to me. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I know a lot of my questions are probably dumb, but Haley's done a really good job at making videos. You all post on the different team Facebook pages, all sorts of questions, and give us ample examples of scripts to follow, ample examples of PDFs, great resources. You just have to find them. As far as in following the vital behaviors, if you follow those, it's like a roadmap to success. So you just have to build yourself up and basically look at it more as in you can do this and how can you do it rather than questioning yourself, can you do it at all? So that's all I have for now. And sorry, I'm a little distracted because our dog is barking, but that's all I have. So I will let the next lady talk. Grizzly, come here.
Thanks, Amber. That was
You're
awesome.
welcome. Sorry.
Wait, Jen, do we want to hop on the new call? Because I think the call's going to end in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you guys don't mind, sorry, I'm a cheap wad and have the 40-minute free Zoom app.
Oh, whoops.
For the real things. So we're going to log off of this one. And I put a new link in the chat. So you guys go ahead and grab that. And it should let you in as soon as I start it, which I'm going to do like right now. So I'm going to end this one. And then we'll get started on the next one. Sound good?
Thank you.
All right, awesome.